Welcome to the Pistrano Show. Today we will be going over the Kraton 6S Basher. Been working on it for the last couple days, or 3 days, I'm not sure, on and off. But it is finally ready to go. The only thing I gotta do is put the wing on, the mud guards up front, and the wheels and tires. And the reason I didn't do any of that is I wanted you to be able to see what all's been done. So, let's start in the front, shall we? So, you can see I got in the generic pill balls. I used the inserts out of the Integra ones I have because they have the plastic, the Delron spacer in between, and I like that better than just the metal on metal. So that's the only change I made to these. I got the new Vidavon front, upper, rear hinge pin holder. Jesus, having a hard time today. I've got it spaced as good as I can, and it still moves a little. So I'm gonna have to work with that. I might have to make my own spacer or something. It's just enough that you can't get one of the small spacers in there, so it's kind of weird. There's really not much gap there if you look at it. So anyway, I might continue to work on that. It's good to go either way. Then the other thing you see over here is the GPM links. Now, GPM's pretty good stuff, and I've used their stuff throughout the years. These are great. These have so much ball movement that they can go anywhere. So I would suggest, even in the rear, which we'll get to that, the rear ones are just nice as well. So they make the steering nice. Speaking of steering, we have the Vidavon steering bell crank and Ackerman. So that's all Vidavon. Works great, smooth as silk. I couldn't be happier with that. And it goes stop to stop without even, very easy. So that should work out pretty well. I decided to use the ADU front plate, steering plate, whatever you want to call it. It's a one piece, which normally I don't like that. I'd like to have it separate, but honestly, in this situation, the one piece is actually better. So I'm using it. I have others, so if I don't like it later, I can replace it. But it looks good. Everything's screwed in nicely. No strips. Matter of fact, on both of these trucks, there's no cross-threaded, no strips, nothing like that. Anytime I've had something go wrong, I take the time to actually fix it properly and drill it out, retap it, all that kind of good stuff. Still on the front, we've got our new shock covers. And these are for, I don't know if you remember, the stock one broke when all this other stuff broke. So I went ahead, got a set. They're on. And lastly, in the front, I've got the number 45 axles installed They work great. So pretty much the entire front steering and axles, it's all new. Of course, these are generic. ADU on the top plate, and then Vidavon on everything else. Pretty happy with it. Not much play. The only play is that. There's a little bit on this. Yeah, it's probably about the same. I don't know. It doesn't hurt anything, but it bothers me. So you don't want it too tight either. So I got to be careful with that. Alright, so then, I don't know if you can see it or not, but KCRC, they make these center braces. And of course I've got the Vidavon motor mount, which has the EXB V2 bracket holders here. So very nice, very clean looking. Got rid of those generic looking red bars, which I can't stand. So I think that's in the front. Oh, pinion. I went from a, I don't know what size that is. Well, where's it at? Pretty sure it's a 30. So I went from a 30, it's either a 30 or 29. So I think it's 30. But I went from a 30 down to a 22. So that's going to reduce speed a little bit. But it's going to make it more manageable, I believe. And we can always go back. I mean, I've got from 16 to 30, so we can pretty much put anything in there we want. But right now I want to try the 22. I think it's going to be more manageable and much more fun to drive. So we'll see how that works out. Alright, so let's get to the back end. Back end's pretty much the same as the front. We've got our shock covers here. We've got our GPM bars, links. They work great. We got the generic rear hubs. You can see they have a little bit of play in them. I've got spacers in there, but again, this is another one that's just on the verge of not letting another spacer in there. So that's what plastic is great. I mean, plastic just, you can make it a little bit bigger, smash it together, and then you've got a moving less connection. But same thing on this side. What I wanted to show you is the ADU rear. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, I'm sure you can. So now I've got the ADU rear upper brace mount. It also has the new silver spacers for the lower mount. I put longer screws in all the body mounts. They were stripped a little bit, so I went bigger, and that worked very well. And I think that is it. Everything else is the same. NSDRC SS600 servo. Oh. This ain't the same. I must have pulled this out when I was taking it all apart. I think it's all the way on there. Alright, so that's good. Everything's ready to go. So hopefully sometime in the near future, I'll be taking this guy out again, seeing what we can break next. It's getting pretty close to looking like the show truck, so oh, I forgot the Integrity shock towers, because we broke the carbon fiber ones. So now, and I had these, so I just put them on there. Integrity shock towers. So as far as Integrity go, we've got the shock covers and the shock towers. As far as ADU goes, we've got the top plate, steering top plate, the center braces, the lower braces, and the rear upper mount. I think that's it for ADU. For Vidavon, we have the steering, bellow cranks, Ackerman. We have the lower rear hinge pin mount, the upper rear hinge pin mount, the lower rear hinge pin mount, and the rear lower hinge pin mount. So all that's Vidavon. Oh, and the motor mount and center brace connection is Vidavon. As you can see, I mean, going down to a 22 pinion, I can still get it to mesh really well. So, all right, so that is that. So now, again, June 3rd, I'm going to launch the next big build. So I think it's time to do the Red Cat. So let me get this on. Wings all mounted. Alright, now we go. So the screws were stuck in the mud guard here, causing it to stand up and not letting it go underneath the center brace. Just had to straighten up that screw angle. All right. Last one. All it needs is wheels and tires, so we'll do that whenever. And we've got the body. I mean, for this being Tamiya, I'm really surprised that the tape keeps coming loose. This ain't some generic shit, so. Anyway. Stay where it's supposed to be. Okay. It's ready to go flying. We know it'll fly, but hopefully with these upgrades, it'll fly for more than just 2 times. Alright, so next, we're going to start Red Cat Ascent 18 build. Now I've already done one of these. I did a full build up of one, but this one is going to be for Injora. So let's go through whatever we got here. So, first we have a new set of wheels. These are carbon fiber, and then the oil slick. Those look pretty good on there. These are 1.3s, and the tires, I think, yeah, tires we're going to use on this one are just, I don't know if I can open the bag. These tires in drawers. But yeah, all these parts are going to go into it, and so next show I'll show the update of where I'm at on this and how much more stuff we've got to install, and that's coming soon. I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Pistrino Show. Thanks, everybody.
Can't stop. Can't stop. Beats, don't quit. You can't stop.